7 years. 7 years walking. Every single day.
Wow.
Can you even imagine it? Rain or shine.
Yeah.
For 7 years straight.
That's exactly what Tom Turcich did.
I mean, I could barely make it to the gym 3 times a week.
Right. He circled the globe. We're talking 38 countries, 6 continents.
With a backpack.
Just a backpack. And his dog, Savannah.
Okay, so maybe more than a water bottle and protein bar.
You'd be surprised. But here's the thing. Tom is only the 10th person in history to ever complete a verified walk around the world.
The 10th. Seriously.
10th. This isn't just about racking up the miles, though. It's about the emotional journey, the resilience, the bond with his dog, and the unexpected challenges of coming home.
I bet. That's got to be a trip in itself. Exactly. And that's what really got me thinking when I saw this recent CNN article about Tom's life, after the headlines died down. It's like, what happens after you've literally lived your dream, circumnavigated the globe on foot? What's next?
The ultimate question, right? What do you do with the rest of your life?
Right. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's back up for a second, just to, really wrap our heads around the magnitude of this journey.
Yeah, put it in perspective for us mere mortals.
7 years. I mean, that's longer than some people spend in college.
True.
And it wasn't a walk in the park, right? We're talking deserts, mountains, probably blisters upon blisters.
Oh, I bet.
Did you see that part in the article where...
Speaking of things that are more than a walk in the park, when I read about these feats of human endurance, it blows my mind.
Oh.
The article mentions a couple other names, right?
Yeah.
Stephen Newman, who's considered the first to officially walk around the world back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And Carl Bushby, this guy who's been on a continuous global walk since 1998.
Oh my gosh.
It's unbelievable. It really highlights just how rare this is.
Absolutely.
How much dedication.
The commitment.
Yeah.
It makes even my most ambitious hike feel like a trip to the mailbox. And speaking of dedication, the article mentions Tom describing the finish line as pure paradise.
Oh, I bet.
You'd think that would be it, right?
Yeah.
Pure joy. Mission accomplished.
Champagne, confetti.
Exactly. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, coming home wasn't the picture-perfect ending you might imagine.
Really?
It's kind of like, that feeling after you finish an amazing book.
Oh.
And you're so satisfied.
Yes.
But also kind of empty.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yes. 100%. It's like that bittersweet,
Bittersweet.
mix of satisfaction, but then also kind of what do I do with myself now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're happy it's over, but
then it's over.
it's over.
Exactly. And it's funny because there's actually a term for what we're talking about here.
Is there really?
It's called reverse culture shock.
Reverse culture shock.
Yeah. So we think of culture shock as this jarring experience when you're thrown into a new place, a new culture.
Right.
But coming home can be just as disorienting.
Really?
Yeah. Think about it. Your whole routine, your sense of purpose, for Tom, it's been wrapped up in this incredible journey.
Totally.
And suddenly, poof, it's over.
And the article really captures that feeling. You know? It talks about feeling lost, like life just didn't have that same sense of purpose anymore without the walk.
I can only imagine.
It really resonated with me because I bet a lot of us have felt that on some level, right?
For sure.
Maybe not after walking around the world, but
Yeah.
after finishing a big project at work or even just a really engrossing hobby.
Right.
You get that now what feeling.
It's such a fundamental human experience, though, isn't it?
It is.
We find meaning and purpose in our goals in the striving. So when that goal is achieved, it's natural, I think, to feel a bit lost.
Totally.
Adrift. And I can only imagine that feeling is amplified 1,000-fold when you've just, walked around the world.
Right.
Talk about a hard act to follow. Right.
Yeah. And for Tom, this whole, difficult transition, it wasn't just about finding a new routine, a new rhythm to life.
Oh, no.
There's, the article takes on a whole other layer of sadness. When you remember, it was published on October 1st.
Okay.
But back in May, just a few months before that, Tom's dog, Savannah, passed away. I know. It's heartbreaking. And Savannah wasn't just any dog,
Right.
She was his companion for this unbelievable journey.
Yeah.
He adopted her early on from a shelter in Texas. Can you believe it?
And when you read the article, it's just so clear how much she meant to him.
Yeah.
He calls her the stalwart of the walk.
It makes you think about, the power of that human-animal bond.
Especially in the face of immense challenges. Think about the routine, the miles they cover together,
Every single
the
book.
shared dangers.
Right.
And there's a growing body of research,
Yeah.
that shows how animals, especially dogs,
Oh, for sure.
can help us navigate stress, trauma,
Loneliness.
even loneliness.
Absolutely.
It really makes you wonder how different Tom's journey, both during and after the walk, would have been without Savannah.
It's hard to even fathom.
Yeah.
And the article does such a good job of like painting this really vivid picture of their daily life,
Yeah.
walking 18 to 24 miles every single day.
Wow.
Imagine that.
I can't even imagine.
And it wasn't just the walking, right?
Okay.
While Tom slept, Savannah was on watch duty,
Oh, wow.
keeping him safe. A true adventure duo, if you ask me.
The best kind.
The best. But as close as they were, the article mentions how Tom still grapples with guilt,
Yeah.
wishing he could have protected Savannah from the illness that took her life.
Of course. I mean, it's like you said, it's that feeling of wishing you could have done more.
Always.
Protected them from the inevitable.
Yeah,
I think a lot of us who have loved and lost pets, we understand that feeling.
we do.
Yeah.
It's a painful thing. It sounds like Tom is finding ways to, channel that pain into something meaningful, though.
Oh, good.
The article talks about his memoir,
Okay.
The World Walk. It just came out. I can't even imagine the stories he has to tell.
I bet.
And I have a feeling, writing it was probably a cathartic experience for him, too.
Yeah, for sure. Writing can be incredibly therapeutic, especially after a loss. It allows us to process our emotions, make sense of our experiences, and ultimately to find meaning in the face of grief. And I think by sharing his story, both the highs and the lows, with the world, Tom is kind of giving us all a glimpse into, the power of resilience, the importance of companionship, and the beauty of embracing life's adventures, even amidst, the inevitable losses we encounter along the way.
That's beautifully said. And you know what? There is a hopeful note to end on. The article mentions that Tom is engaged now, living in Kentucky,
Oh.
and even hinting at a new adventure, hiking the Appalachian Trail
Oh, wow.
with a puppy by his side.
Of course. How could you not? Right.
Right. It seems like he's found his next chapter. And you know what? I think we found a really thought-provoking end to this deep dive. To Tom, Savannah, and everyone out there navigating their own incredible journeys.
Cheers to that.